Have you ever heard of the most haunted house in America? Well, I have, and I'm going to tell you about it. In 1978, a young family moved into a home in Niagara, New York. They thought they had found a bargain in the dilapidated old building, but they didn't realize that the house, known locally as the Holmes house, had a reputation for being the most haunted house in the area. And soon after they moved in, they experienced things that would terrify them. The parents were puzzled by the strange happenings in the house, but they tried to convince themselves that they were just an overactive imagination. However, as time went on, the incidents became more frequent and more intense, causing them to flee the house in terror. When Linda and her husband George purchased the home, they saw past the peeling paint and overgrown garden. They dreamed of restoring it to its former glory and raising their young son there. But from the moment they stepped through the front door, a profound sense of unease settled over them. It was a feeling that clung to them like a shroud, whispering of secrets best left undisturbed. The initial signs were subtle, almost imperceptible. Footsteps echoed on the wooden floors at night, as if spectral dancers were waltzing in the darkness. Doors creaked open on their own, revealing glimpses of nothing before slamming shut again, as if an unseen presence had hissed in disapproval. Then there were the objects that seemed to have minds of their own, sliding just out of reach whenever the family tried to use them, as though repelled by the living. All the while, their young son Tommy seemed to be at the center of the disturbances. He spoke of a tall, menacing man with glowing black eyes who appeared in the shadows. A man who whispered unsettling commands and secretive words in a voice that scraped against Linda's sanity. At first, she dismissed it as the figment of a vivid imagination. After all, children are known to create imaginary companions. However, the boundaries between fantasy and reality seemed to blur with each passing day. Mirrors began to reflect figures that had no business being there, distorted visages with eyes that burned like hot coals in the darkness. Shadows stretched and contorted, dancing in ways that defied the laws of physics, reaching out like grasping claws from places where no light should penetrate. Then came the whispers. At first they were faint, like the rustle of dry leaves in an autumn wind. But soon they grew louder, seeping into the cracks of the house and weaving their way into Linda's nightmares. They spoke of warning and menace, of hidden dangers and malevolent intent. And always, they seemed to watch, to wait. As days turned into weeks, the phenomena escalated in both frequency and intensity. Objects flew across rooms, crashing to the floor with bone-jarring force. Doors ripped from their hinges, banging wildly as if heralding the arrival of something terrible. And then there were the screams, blood-curdling shrieks that echoed from the basement in the dead of night, followed by the sound of heavy footsteps pacing just above the ceiling. Sleep became a luxury the family could no longer afford. Each creak of the floorboard, each sigh of the wind through the trees, each hoot of an owl sent shivers down their spines. For in the darkness, the unseen entities grew bolder, their presence pressing in on them, suffocating them with their malice. They were trapped in a waking nightmare, their once loving home transformed into a prison of fear. On the 14th day, as dawn broke, the family fled. They had endured sleepless nights of relentless terror, their minds frayed by the constant barrage of the supernatural. As they stumbled out of the house, each step echoing their hasty retreat. They left behind everything they owned, their furniture, their clothes, their memories, abandoning them to the hungry grasp of the house. The Holmes house still stands, a looming silhouette against the horizon, its windows like vacant eyes staring blindly into the world. Locals claim that strange noises still emanate from within its walls, that shadows still dance in the empty rooms, and that the cold, oppressive air is a reminder of the unseen forces that linger there. It is a place where the veil between the worlds is thin, where the ghosts of the past refuse to rest in peace.